Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to the #1 channel on real estate. Now before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, and if you enjoy the video, make sure you subscribe to be part of the Daily Hit family. Now let's get back to the video. It's hard to know whether or not purchasing a home with a high DOM is the right decision. You may have heard that buying a home with a high DOM is never a good idea, but that's just not true. There are pros and cons to every decision, and we want to make sure you have all the information you need before making such an important purchase. After watching this video, you should have a much better idea of what to look for when purchasing your next property. Whether or not buying a home with a high DOM is the right decision for you depends on your unique situation, but now you'll at least know what to watch out for. Pros and cons of purchasing a home with a high DOM. Beyond the price, real estate listings may provide you with a wealth of information about a home, such as when it was built and how many square feet it is. However, one of the most significant figures to be aware of is the number of days on market, or DOM, which measures the amount of time a property has been advertised for sale on the Multiple Listing Service, or MLS. The DOM gives you a sense of how other clients are responding to the home and whether it's priced correctly or too high. Stale listings are properties with a high DOM, meaning that they have been on the market for long periods of time. Depending on the specifics of a local housing market, experts consider that a home becomes stale after 3 to 5 weeks, and it generally results in one of two responses. Some people feel that such homes are a bit tainted, while others think that they will have a bargaining power and can get the property at a steal. So which is more true? Number 1. Buyer beware? First and foremost, let's dispel the notion that there's always something wrong with a property when it doesn't sell quickly. There are several things to consider. For example, Dolly Hertz, a licensed associate real estate broker at Angle & Volkers in New York, says there's a backlog of unsold inventory in the greater New York market, both city and suburbs. Some houses have been on these markets for 2 or 3 years. Sean Breyer of Breyer House Buyers in Atlanta tells us that he's seen a lot of great houses that are just way too expensive. He adds that as home prices fall, people associate it with something being wrong with the property, and this perception might prevent would-be buyers from taking a look at the property. Sometimes a high DOM is the result of factors that are out of the seller's control. Shafak Chawla of Compass Real Estate Professional in Los Gatos, California says that perhaps the seller agreed to a contract at some point, but it fell through because the buyer couldn't qualify for financing. However, the problem could be caused by the home itself. Customers are put off by outdated interiors or expensive products that need to be repaired. Some people would never consider purchasing a home with an obvious roof problem. According to Hertz, buyers are turned off by properties that need painting, landscaping work, or upgrading of decks, floors, and appliances. Another issue that might prevent a house from selling is the location. Terry O'Connor Realtors broker and manager Sarah Drennan says that houses on busy thoroughfares or in a flood zone have longer marketing days. Bad listing pictures might harm potential purchasers' views of the home before they even walk through the door. Number 2. Deal or no deal? So is a high DOM beneficial to buyers in terms of bargaining power? Sometimes. Chawla says to remember the market value is what a buyer is willing to pay for a property, not what a seller expects. When there is no buyer interest, sellers and agents might be ready to take less than the asking price. Many deals may be discovered by recycling outdated listings, says Michael Kaczewski, a real estate agent with Brandywine Fine Properties, Sotheby's International in Wilmington, Delaware. To see if I have any bargaining power, I try to offer a low price to determine how the seller will react. Just be aware, regardless of how long the property has been on the market, sellers aren't always desperate. Some are just fishing for the highest price they can get and will not sell unless they obtain the price that they desire, says Breyer. He suggests inquiring of your real estate agent to discover why the homeowner wants to sell, since this can assist you in determining whether or not you have any bargaining power. According to Drennan, the sellers might just be testing the market and are not desperate to sell, and they might be unwilling to accept less than what they're asking for. On the other side of the coin, if they're being forced to sell their home because of circumstances, you're dealing with a motivated seller and can negotiate accordingly. Number 3. Proceed with caution. Finding a home that meets all of your needs and has a low DOM may seem like finding a designer blouse at the bottom of a bargain bin, but don't get too excited yet. Even if you can work out a bargain, the first stage is to figure out why the property is so expensive. Is it because of the location, a major defect, repairs required, or difficult sellers, Breyer asks. If you make an offer, be sure to include home inspection contingencies in the agreement. The house may appear to be in excellent shape, but there might be underlying problems that are not immediately apparent, Hertz says. A home inspection may reveal a problem with the house that will cost you a lot of money to repair. However, a contingency will allow you to back out of the transaction if something appears suspicious. Buying a home is one of the biggest investments you can make. Buying a home with a high DOM may not always be the best idea, but if done correctly, it can yield some amazing results for both the buyer and seller. We hope this video helped give you clarity on why this is such an important decision to make when purchasing or selling your next property. As always, thanks so much for watching, and best of luck out there.